Good morning, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. It's been a busy few days. I've had a lot of typing to get done, a lot of contract work and just general bits and pieces. We got the wood chips delivered yesterday, but it means that I've neglected my kitchen and stuff a little bit. So today I'm going to spend the day getting the kitchen cleaned up and gonna have to have a look through all the food that we've got left. We've only got just under a week until I do my next monthly run, so we're down to low on stuff and need to check out what's around, what's left in the fridge, and make use of whatever we've got here for the next week. So I'll bring you along for that today. So today will just be a bit of a mishmash of things, and we will get started. So it is about 7 a.m. and first thing that has been requested is this little turd here has requested, say hi. This little turd has requested chocolate porridge, so that's what I'm going to do for the first thing today. So we'll get started. Yeah?
They really called to maybe get, well, I think I called to get Orpheus nappy and said maybe we'll get me green shoes.
Really? Okay. So we'll get started with the porridge first. So porridge is a heavily demanded breakfast here. I make it regularly. I make it in bulk so that they can have it cold the next day as well. And chocolate porridge is a favourite treat. We use a whole bag of oats and we use milk kefir. I use around about 750 grams of oats to around about 4 litres of liquid. So 2 litres of kefir and 2 litres of water that I use to shake those jars up. A scoop of cacao and a couple of spoonfuls of sugar, depending on the age of the kefir. If the kefir's been in the fridge for a while, then it can be quite sour, so it might need a little bit more sweetening than other times. And I like to add a good heaping spoon of cinnamon into mine as well. It takes a little while for it to sort of mix together when you're cooking it, and you need to make sure you keep on mixing it for the whole time, otherwise it burns to the bottom, especially on our stove. But the kids love it, so I go to the effort of standing there and stirring and stirring and stirring until it comes together and thickens up nicely, just for their benefit. Sometimes in winter it's 7 a.m. and below zero, and I'm standing out in the kitchen making them chocolate porridge for breakfast, and it's a little bit arduous, but it is one of their favourite warm breakfasts. After the porridge, I moved on to the day's baking, so I had run out of brown sugar, so I make my own brown sugar, and I just use raw sugar mixed with some molasses and mixed on speed 4 in my Thermomix until it's all blended. I had leftover pumpkin puree from when I made the gnocchi the other day, and it had been sitting in my fridge, and I didn't feel like making gnocchi again, so I wanted to make something else with it. So I thought that I would make some pumpkin choc chip muffins. Now, I don't normally go to the effort of baking things in individual little muffin papers or anything like that. I normally just bake in loaves or slices because it's just simpler. But we got these muffin papers for free in a hamper at some point, and they were just sitting in the drawer, so I thought it was worthwhile just pulling them out and using them. The kids find it a good novelty, and they're just paper, so they can go in the compost as well afterwards. Once the muffins were in the oven, I decided to put a pot of stock on. We don't have much stock left on the shelf. I've been using it up lately and haven't been replenishing it, and the dogs needed some food as well. So we're low on veggies and things at the moment, so all I did was cut up the rest of the frozen celery that was in the freezer and an onion, and added the carcasses of a couple of chickens into the stock pot as well. Added a dash of apple cider vinegar and a bit of salt, and just put it on to pressure cook for 90 minutes. The other thing I needed to get done was to use this giant rondinise zucchini that I must have missed in the garden. So I harvested it yesterday or the day before, and it's rondinise are normally harvested at like tennis ball size, so it was really large. So I knew I needed to do something with it that wasn't just eat it, roast it up. So I've been meaning to try canning mock pineapple, which is zucchini pieces or shreds in a pineapple juice brine that are canned, and you can use it as pineapple or zucchini. So you could make like zucchini bread out of the shreds, or you can use the chunks as pineapple. So we buy pineapple for the kids for their pizzas, and it's not inexpensive, and it comes from other countries. It's not Australian, generally speaking. I wasn't sure if this would work out economical when you're looking at having to buy the pineapple juice as well, but I definitely thought it was worth a go, and it made a lot. So I do think that I would do it again when I've got the excess zucchinis to be able to do it. once the stock was all done, I strained it out and put it in quart jars for canning. So clear stock only takes 25 minutes to pressure can, so it's a great one for me to do whenever I need to do it. It's not something that I need to do on a specific day or anything like that. And having chicken stock on the shelf is just really important here. Once I strain the stock out into the jars, what I do is I put all the rest of the solids into my Thermomix and I blend it. So because the carcasses have been pressure canned, you can just about crush the bones. Well, you can crush the bones into a powder with your fingers. So what we do is we puree them up with any vegetables that were in there, and we make a paste out of it, and that paste gets fed to the dogs with their dry food. One of the last things I did for the day was to soak our corned beef. So I like to make a smoked pastrami out of corned beef, but to do so you need to soak it overnight for at least 8 hours to get some of that salt off it before you put the rub on it and smoke it. So I've rinsed it off and put it in some cold water in the fridge overnight so that I can smoke it the next day. So that was today. It is, I don't know, something like 7 o'clock and I'm just finishing up for the night. So all my canning's done. I'm just making some sourdough flatbread for tomorrow's breakfast and lunch and stuff, and then I'm going to head inside to edit the video. So I hope you enjoyed coming along today with the wrap up of, it's the end of the month, what we're trying to figure out, cleaning out the fridge and using what's left. We do get a food hamper this weekend, so we'll have some fresh whatever comes in it for that, and we'll do whatever we need to do with that to get through as well, and then I will go shopping early to mid next week. So we will see how we go, but I will see you again in a couple of days. Have a good night, everyone.